Björn was born in the hour before dawn. Halvard named him Bear, because the child's silence felt like it was gathering strength.
Watch over him, gods. The fjord is vast, and the world is cold.
Björn's first toy was a boat Halvard carved before he was born. He carried it everywhere until he was 6, then left it behind without thinking. Björn was drawn to the water before he could explain why. His father said, of course, he belongs to the sea. Björn learned early that the world could be read in his father's face. If Halvard laughed, it was safe. If Halvard went still, it was not.
By the gods. The storm hit hard, and the serpent breached the waves. But the ship held fast.
Björn made his first boat from 2 sticks and bark. It sank. He made another. The third one floated. He kept it in his pocket for a month. Björn and Eric became friends over a dead crow on a Tuesday in autumn.
It sets the keel straight.
And the next.
To hold the mast strong.
My stone went further. No, it didn't. Look at that.
Hold still now. It is done when I say it is done.
Patience.
This was Björn's world as it would always be in memory.
Patience.
The fire, his mother spinning, his father watching. The ship going somewhere. Not yet, but going.
Feet here, grip tight, shoulders square. Now you try. Good, hold it just like that.
Get away from there, you brats.
Run! He's coming! High above, upon Yggdrasil, he hung for 9 long nights. And when the time was right, the runes were revealed to him.
Gotcha. Told you I was faster than I look.
One, two.
Björn practiced alone every morning before anyone asked him to. Halvard saw this and said nothing. Some things a father must not praise too early.
But one mistake can weaken the whole.
What happens if this thread breaks?
Björn started going to the water alone at 10. He never said what for. Looking, probably. Becoming ready, maybe. Björn was 10 the first time he felt a hull move beneath him on open water. He felt it in his chest like something clicking into place.
Raido. 2. A large buck and a smaller one. They're heading for the trees.
Björn was always drawn to things made with intention. He could tell, even at 11, something made to last from something made to sell. Astrid taught Björn the healing plants plainly. Your father will teach you how to make wounds. I will teach you how to close them.
They are here.
The sea brought them home again.
Björn began training with real purpose. The weapons master said, "A boy who trains to impress his father will always lose to one who trains to stay alive." Björn asked, "When will I go?" Halvard said, "When you're ready." Björn said, "How will I know?" Halvard said, "You won't. You'll just go." Björn started going to the forest alone at 14. He said he was hunting. He wasn't always hunting.
This axe was your grandfather's. It has seen much war. Now it is yours, Björn.
Push it tighter against
Björn spent a summer learning to build what he intended to sail. A ship is not transport. It is a promise you make to the sea. Björn saw Sigrid for the first time at the well. He came back at the same time the next 3 days. He told himself he was thirsty.
It does not mean we have to go.
You sound like your mother.
Perhaps I do.
He drops his shield too often. Björn!
Björn was assessed as raid ready. He already knew. He had been waiting to be told for 2 years.
Now this is a proper ocean.
The ship left the dock. He did not look back, not because he didn't want to, but because he knew if he did, he wouldn't go. Björn was afraid on the first raid. He stored it behind his sternum and used it to keep his hands steady.
It was necessary. We sail north with the tide.
The return voyage takes longer than the outward one. That is always true of things that cost you something. Halvard said, "You did 2 things right and 1 thing wrong." Björn said, "Which will I remember longer?"
I saw your axe work during the raid. Truly impressive, Björn.
You have earned your place at the high table.
Do you swear your loyalty to me?
With my life.
Better. Your feint was good, but don't commit so early to the real strike. Keep your weight back.
We sail past the Frisians, then south. The current runs strong here.
And the depth near this firth.
We provision here, not there. Safer harbor.
This doesn't concern you. Walk away!
He is under my protection. Leave him.
I know you must go, but I fear the sea.
The sea is our fate.
Wear this. It will keep you safe until you return.
I will return.
Pull left! We are going to burn this place for wealth.
It is how we survive the winter, boy. The world demands this of us now.
Björn's second real fight. He was angrier than he expected. He didn't know who the anger was for. He thought about it for months.
Björn. We must go.
Björn wrote his first poem on the return voyage. He kept the bark for 12 years. He knew exactly what it said without reading it.
Sitting here.
Easy with the tar, Eric. We sail when the hull is sealed, not a moment before.
A man must face his weird. The sea calls, and I must answer soon.
By the law
Björn
of the thing,
attended
the middle
everything
ground
from the
belongs
age
to
of
the eldest
18,
son.
not just to learn the law, but to learn how men behave when they believe the law is watching.
How long will this voyage take?
A year, maybe longer.
Perhaps 2 winters.
I heard the Jarl is looking for a new shield maiden.
He can have you.
By the third voyage, the fear was the same size. Björn had simply built more room for it.
Those walls?
More than we have ships. But we know what's inside, and their capabilities are matched only by their arrogance.
Björn went into every church they passed and took nothing from any of them. He never explained this.
We spilled their blood on the fields. Raise your cups. Tonight we feast.
Björn wrote on every voyage. The bark was filling
Almost
up.
there.
He had begun
Soon we
to think
feast.
about what came after it. Björn carved Sigurd's name in amber, in runes.
The mead is good
He had
tonight,
never written anyone's
but I
name
am
before.
afraid of the ice on the next voyage.
We will break through it.
How much carbon does this blade hold?
Enough for a keen edge, if you know how to use it. This voyage south, we must discuss the cargo and the crew. I know a contact in the southern port. At that latitude, the stars will guide us.
Knew you were there. What is changing in your body, I know it well.
Now, adjust your grip and widen your stance. Try it yourself.
Björn sat with his father that afternoon without moving for 3 hours.
The time has come, Björn. Take care of your sister.
The smoke rose straight up into the still winter air. Björn watched it until it disappeared. He said, "The gods are watching that direction. Go that way." Björn sat in his father's chair once, alone, the morning after the funeral rites. Björn put on his grandfather's pendant and felt its weight settle against his chest. He thought, all right then.
What
All
of the
right.
spring voyage?
We are prepared, Jarl.
He is too young.
My strength is proven.
You will be voyage second.
The horn should be passed down.
And the ring. It belonged to Halvard.
The blade stays here then.
The tide turns in our
Björn named
favor.
his ship Halvard's Ghost.
We seek
Eric said
fame
it
and
was too
fortune
morbid.
across the sea.
Remember who you are, Björn. Don't let the war take the man I see standing here
Where
now.
are we going? Wait, listen.
Björn stood at the stern oar as captain and thought. So this is what he saw. Every voyage. The horizon and the weight of the decision. Björn stood 8 feet from the great deer and neither moved for 4 minutes. He wrote afterward.
They stopped.
Yes, but they are still armed. Be ready.
Björn kept the carved bone piece for the rest of his life. It was the most beautiful thing he owned and the one he understood least. He thought those were the same thing.
Let's put that down.
Aye.
Björn looked back at the ridge as the ship rounded the headland. The man was still there.
Brace yourselves.
Björn understood what
Hold
his father's
fast.
face had been
Now
doing
pull
in
hard
every
to
storm.
starboard.
It wasn't calm.
Steady.
It was complete attention. Björn came home at 21, having seen the edge of the known world.
The river's width is unmatched. The great stag crosses the clearing.
Good.
Will you stand with me, here, now, and always?
And what will that cost us? Your duties keep you bound to the...
By the gods, your fates are sealed.
You are my heart, now and forever. It feels good to finally have our own home, our own fire. Home.
Björn had the cradle ship carved before he knew if it was a son or daughter. He said, "It doesn't matter. The sea doesn't ask."
Daughter of the Longhouse, may the gods favor you with strength.
Check the longship's hull thoroughly.
Right away. Is this your daughter?
Yes. She enjoys the fresh air.
Water.
Wah wah.
Water.
Water.
Look, a beetle.
Beetle.
Björn spent 3 winters writing the book. He called it nothing. It was his voyages, his dead, his daughter, the deer, the open hand. It was all of it.
Describe the coastal features again.
The twin stones mark the boundary.
You will not take this cargo, Jarl's decree be damned.
The Jarl signed the manifest himself. The cargo is mine.
We are ready to sail, Bjorn.
Björn watched his daughter sail the carved ship through the firelight and thought, this is where it starts
Pay
again.
attention, Rolf. Your footwork is sloppy. Adjust. Better. Now everyone execute the sequence, again. With purpose.
The things we saw out east, they change a man. I'm not meant for this quiet life anymore.
What will you do then, Eric?
I sail with the next tide.
Cast off the lines. Ready oars!
North by the stars. Search pattern grid gamma. Pull. Steady rhythm now. Pull.
Not too fine, Björn. It makes the draught bitter.
I know, Astrid.
Add the horsetail last, just before the boil.
Well, I must know who holds the authority and who the men are.
They are my responsibility.
Then yes. But I have 3 conditions.
To the open sea.
Björn took 40 men to sea.
Prepare for the waves ahead.
Where are we going?
Northwest.
Björn sailed to 3 different worlds in his life. Each one convinced him the world was larger still. He thought this was the most important thing he knew.
North and east!
Your description of the southern stars is accurate, but perhaps lacks the reverence they deserve. They guide the dead home.
We have two options.
Bjorn inventoried the food stores every winter from the age of 31. Nobody asked him to start.
The barley.
Nobody asked him to stop. Bjorn was 31, and the world was still sending him invitations. He accepted them all. He said, "A closed door is just a wall." He had never liked walls. At 33, Bjorn finished writing and didn't know what came next. He had been afraid of this. Now he wasn't afraid. Something else listening.
Good. Stay.
It felt like tearing something out of my own chest.
That weight is yours to carry now.
Bjorn knew he was going to leave before he knew where or when. He stood at the water and felt the pull of the further horizon. One more time.
Spirits watch
The
over
last
each
time.
other.
And you, little one, remember your strength.
8 men, a small ship, no dragon at the bow. Bjorn said, "I don't need the dragon. I know the way." Bjorn was 35 on the last voyage. The sea was the same sea. He was not the same man.
Sea changes.
The horizon was not different.
Turns.
His eyes were. Bjorn went back to the western land. He thought, the place doesn't know you returned, but you know. That's enough. Bjorn sat in the forest clearing for an hour and wrote nothing. Bjorn was last seen sailing northwest. No one found the ship. No one found the record. He left knowing more than any man in his settlement. He left knowing it wasn't enough. The sea kept his answer.